Lithuania, a Baltic European country, is one of the first countries in the world to grant women the right to vote in the elections. Lithuanian women were allowed to vote earlier than many other democratic countries. Lithuania ranked 23rd in the EU on the Gender Equality Index. Also, historically, Lithuania has numerous documented milestones leading to women empowerment and gender equality. Joining me, a senior advisor for gender equality at the Ministry of Social Security and Labor of the Republic of Lithuania. Guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome this beautiful, strong woman, Aurelija Minekaite. Aurelija, we welcome you on our show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me here today. I'm really happy. It's nice to share my experience working on gender equality in Lithuania.
Aurelija, I wanted to understand, first of all, why did you get into the field of gender equality? What gravitated you towards this cause like gender equality and women empowerment?
Yeah, as a child, I remember I used to hear such sayings as, well, a man probably would do this job better than a woman because, well, maybe he has a better analytical thinking, etc. Or maybe a man has to bring more money to the family because he's the head of the family, etc. And I was always thinking, why is that? I was always raising those questions because it seemed to me that it's not fair because women do a lot. And I saw my grandmothers, my mother working a lot, and it seemed to me it's not fair to say like that. And well, then I chose to study the law at the university. And while studying the law, I decided that I want to go more deeply into human rights. And that's when I found gender equality. Wow. And I thought, well, it's about everyone. It's about us. And it gave me a broader perspective on the law itself, and well, a better understanding. Well, in general, why do we need one regulation or another? And I wanted to do something more about equality, about gender parity. So yeah, that's why I chose to be in this field.
Wonderful, wonderful. So can you let us understand more about the policies framed by Lithuanian government that supports creating gender equality in Lithuania?
Well, I am working at the moment, as you already mentioned, at the Ministry of Social Security and Labor.
Yes.
And our primary goal is to guarantee the equal opportunities for women. So it's about equal opportunities and equal opportunities in the labor market, in the social systems, and in general in everyday life. So we have a national program on gender equality. We have various different measures there, and we cooperate with NGOs, with social partners like universities, and we implement a lot of measures in order to guarantee those equality for all women.
Good. And would you like to discuss any project in particular of yours which brought huge success towards establishing gender equitable society? Any particular project?
Yeah, at the moment, actually, we're finalizing a 2-year project, which we are implementing together with our partners, which is Women Information Center and Mykolas Romeris University. And this project is financed by the European Commission. And it's about gender gap in paying pensions. So I think this project brought a very strong results. We conducted a survey on the root causes of gender gap in pay and pensions. Why is it happening? Why we still have this huge problem?
Yes.
Which is a very huge, which have very grave aftermath in later on in life for all women. Yeah, we are finalizing this project. Also, we had trainings for media, for NGOs, for municipalities, in order to spread this information and to help them to work with this issue, because I think that one of the reasons why we still have this gap and in general gender inequalities, because of sometimes it's because of lack of information and lack of understanding. So we have to spread this information and talk more with society. So this project helped a lot. And last week we had a very huge conference, which was in order to finalize our 2-year project. We presented the results. So we hope that this survey that we had during our project will help to create more measures for the future to ban the gender gap.
Great. And during these especially COVID times, what strategic measures are being taken to strengthen women economically and making them financially independent when most of the businesses have got very bad impact of pandemic and people are running out of the business and out of the money eventually? So how as a country you are supporting them, and what strategic measures you have taken so far to deal with such problems?
Yes, indeed, the pandemic revealed the persistent gaps between women and men and the challenges they face. And we implemented various measures on national level. So one of them was that the Parliament of the Republic of Lithuania agreed upon the amendment of the law on sickness, of the law on sickness and maternity social insurance, which stipulates that after the suspension of social service institutions due to a declared emergency or quarantine, persons, majority of whom are usually women, taking care of persons of retirement age and persons with disability, who usually receive, those persons who usually receive day or short-term social care. People who are taking care of those persons are paid sickness benefit. So that was one of the measures that helped a lot. And when during the emergency or quarantine, it becomes necessary to look after a young child or a child with a disability at home, due to the suspension of the educational process. The child's parents, adoptive parents, guardians, or working grandparents may be granted an incapacity certificate and paid sickness benefit. So a lot of people used this opportunity. Also, we supported the activities of emotional support services provided by phone, because during a pandemic and quarantine, there were a lot of people who needed that help. So, for example, we have such services as a youth line, a hope line, a women's helpline, children's line, etc. And if people doesn't feel well, if they just have the opportunity to share their feelings and seek free help by phone and online, provided by on-call volunteer consultants. Well, we think that it's also very important. Also, I can mention that the Parliament also approved the amendments of the law on employment, which opened the possibility for employers to receive 90% or 70% amount of state subsidies when it is necessary to declare downtime during emergencies and quarantine. The amendments also make it clear whether the self-employment will not face any difficulties. Yeah, so of course there were a lot of measures which I didn't mention, but those were that really helped.
Okay,
women.
Great. And would you like to give any message to our viewers, Aurelia?
Yes, well, I think that such issues as gender equality is not easy achievable, because sometimes it means that people have to change their thinking, and sometimes and people well, sometimes it's difficult for people to accept those changes that are happening in our society. But I think that we who believe in gender equality and human rights, and we people who see what needs to be done, we have to be strong, and don't put down our hands, and keep working on that, because well, I see positive changes actually in my own country. Yes. Which didn't happen just in 1 year or 2 years, but when I look 10 years back or 15 years, I see huge changes.
Wow.
And for example, no one questions. Well, it became normal for a woman to go to work, to seek career opportunities. We don't speak, well, we at least speak less about women's
choices,
about whether women should have children or not. Now we think that, well, it's her own choice, at least.
Right.
So
wonderful.
So it's not easy, but it could be done. It can be done.
Yes, wonderful to know it. Thank you so much, Aurelia, for talking to us and sharing your insight. We wish you all the best for your all future endeavors and projects. Thank you so much once again for talking to us. Thank you guys for watching.